Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razek at CMTrading. Today is December 31st, 2018, and today is Monday morning, so no major economic events in light of the fact that it's New Year's Eve. However, the trading sessions will be shortened today in commemoration in the holiday season, so just be aware of it. Tomorrow we are closed. The markets are closed internationally, so just be aware of that. But taking a little bit of a breath after last week's crazy week, we're looking at the Forex symbols, the euro tapering off at the top of the range. We're going to take a look at that in just a moment. In the indices, the bulls and the bears of the market are exhausted. I mean, we had such a crazy week last week, starting the week last week on Monday with a massive sell-off Christmas Eve. And then the day after Christmas was ho, ho, ho. Seriously, it was unbelievable. 1,000+ points in intraday trading, and then selling off on the following day, on that Wednesday, and then rallying on Thursday. It was just a crazy week. We'll take a look at the Dow Jones in just a moment and see what we can expect from today's trading. But before we do that, oil tapering off from its rally. The gold is lower after the Dow Jones rallied last week. And lastly, the stocks have bounced, but what's going to happen next? That's really the question of the day. Now let's take a look at what we can expect from today's trading. So before we do this analysis on the Euro USD, just want to mention that Friday is NFP, so we are in the anticipation of that as well. But we're looking here at the Euro USD on a daily chart, and I can't say this enough. Every time we hit this 114-ish level since October, we've been really breaking below it. And sure enough, that's what we did yesterday and the day before, meaning Friday and Thursday, after not being able to sustain that rally above 1448-ish level. Okay, every time we hit this higher 14 level, we sell off, and sure enough, that's the case right now. But the question is it going to go back down to this 1340-ish level, or is it going to just taper off a little bit and perhaps take off later? So, as long as we sustain this 1420-ish level, I do believe that we may challenge this upper limit again as we continue trading into 2019. So be aware of that. Now, GBP USD, same story, tapering off every time it hits this upper limit of 127. And now, right now, it's just rallying a little bit. But be aware of this, that, every time it does hit this upper limit, it does sell off. So with that said, looking as we enter next week, that might be something to consider. Now, looking at the USD CAD, we haven't really paid enough attention to this, and really this deserves a lot more attention. As you can see on a weekly chart, we're trading at the top of that range, 136, and this is really because oil has sold off so severely. Okay, when back up here when we were trading at 146 back in 2015, oil was trading, let's take a look at that on a weekly calendar. Oil was trading somewhere in the $26 range. So clearly it's a relationship between the currency and oil. And as you can see, we're just bouncing a little bit here at $46 a barrel after being sold off to 42. I don't know that we'll continue rallying. I think we're going to be challenged in this range between 47 and 42s for some time as we continue trading this into the next year. Like looking at gold, we sold off a little bit, but it's perking up this morning again, as this is considering another run on the upper side. Now this has really had a beautiful run for the past 2 months, I would say, since in the middle of November-ish time, from 1212 up to 1280. Massive rally for gold as the Dow Jones has sold off. Now looking at the Dow Jones right now, trading at 23,251 with a low of 21,500. This massive V formation happened last week. A very volatile market indeed. Okay, if you were able to trade that intraday, and catch some of these moves, good for you. Okay, now going into today's session, we may still see a continued rally, as we push this above. Okay, just be aware the next real support level is 23,000-ish level, and the resistance is right here at 23,250-ish level. So we need to see some we need to see some pushing higher in order for this to continue its upwards rally. Okay, to recover for some of the real estate that it's lost. However, we may not get it, because if we look at the major players, the major stocks like Apple and bounce, but not really bouncing enough for us to call it, something that we can consider a reconciliation move where we're going to be back in the 168, 171-ish level. And so that's something to really consider as we go into today's trading session. Facebook, same story. We bounced from our 124-ish level, 123, as the debacle happened last week, but we need to see some continuation, and we're not seeing it from the stocks themselves. Looking at Amazon, the other way, selling off here from 1513 down to 1473. So we may see this tapering off today with the Dow Jones back to the 23,000. Just be aware of it. Okay, we are going into NFP like I mentioned earlier this Friday, so that might be some positive signs for the markets. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish everybody a great trading day, a happy new year, and a healthy one as well. Thank you so much.